You are listening to Podolsky come to you to talk Haunted Vermont. However, in this season, we're going to take a look at some very interesting folklore, urban legends, and some true crime. So, stay tuned and get your spooks on. Fear of being buried alive is the fear of being placed in a grave while still alive, most likely the result of being incorrectly pronounced dead. Before the advent of modern medicine, the fear was not entirely irrational. Throughout history, there have been many cases of people being accidentally buried alive. During the 17th century, there was a number of premature burials. Collapse and apparent death were not uncommon during epidemics of plague, cholera, and smallpox. From medical sources, William Tebb compiled 219 instances of narrow escape from premature burial, 149 cases of actual premature burial, 10 cases in which bodies were accidentally dissected before death, and 2 cases in which embalming was started on the not yet dead. Let's just say that although Dr. Tim Clark Smith has been dead for many years, things are definitely looking up, or at least he is. Dr. Smith was quite a busy man during life. He was a school teacher, a merchant, a clerk for the Treasury Department, and obtained his degree as a MD in 1855, which led to his position as a staff surgeon in the Russian Army. Dr. Smith died at the Logan House in Middlebury, Vermont, on February 25, 1893. Despite local rumors that he passed away on Halloween. He left behind a wife and several children. Supposedly he died with a fear of catching sleeping sickness, which would give the illusion of death. Later, to awaken in a cold, dark grave, very much alive. His body was interred at the Evergreen Cemetery in New Haven, Vermont, an especially prepared grave. Beneath the odd, grassy mound of earth, Dr. Tiffany Clark Smith's face was positioned beneath a cement tube that led to the surface. The 6-foot tube ended at a piece of 14 by 14-inch plate glass, allowing Tim to gaze upward in the event that he was buried alive. An article by Joe Nickel of the Committee for Skeptical Inquiry states that one of his children traveled to New Haven, Vermont from Iowa to supervise the construction of the specially designed crypt. In addition, he writes, according to the feature article, there are other legends about the tomb. One is that Smith had it outfitted with tools for his escape, although condensancy and plant growth inside the shaft now block one's view. Residents in years past claimed to see the tools along the Smith's bones, said one. You can see the face of the skeleton down there with a hammer and a chisel crossed on the ground next to it. That was back in 1982. Another source claimed that when Smith was interred, in the corpse's hand they placed a bell that he could ring should he wake up and find himself the victim of a premature burial. Which, the authors of Curious New England, the Traveler's Guide to Destinations, Joe Citro unfolds, 2003, 292, I'm assuming page. Curiosity, perhaps ghost tales about the grave seem scarce. According to the cemetery section, the burial vault has 2 rooms, one for Dr. Smith and the other for his wife. The burial vault is arched with stairs, capped by the stone in the lower front of the mound, and lead to the 2 rooms, with the viewing window at the top of the shaft. Legends abound concerning the unusual tomb of Dr. Tim Clark Smith. Did he really have tools buried with him to aid in escape from the crypt if he were to suddenly awake? If you were to gaze down into the window these days, all you would see is darkness and condensation on the glass. People from years ago claim to have seen the skeletal face of Dr. Smith along with a hammer and chisel placed nearby. Several reports claim that a bell was placed in his hand just in case he needed to signal that he was still alive. An unconfirmed rumor that is the string to the bell leads to a local general store where eerie rings from time to time. If you would like to learn more about this Dr. Tiffany Clark Smith, please check out the link in the description below. This was just a little tease of what you can find at Evergreen Cemetery in New Haven, Vermont. Also, I think this is really a nice setup to get you ready for the finale. Because, well, with it being winter, I think it's perfect for things that become frozen, how they have to wait to unthaw in spring. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Until next time, stay spooky.